because I'm a lumberjack, I have a brown bed to match with, the bark and the wood.
What about a green bed for the greenery? Like,
I would have lost it in the ground. I'm mistaking it for a creeper. Could you imagine that? It's night time. I just run straight in. Bed, why are you? Boom! Ah! No, brown stands out. Hello and welcome to the M.I.Crafted realm. I'm Dew Mountain and this is a late episode 5. Now, if you guys had managed to catch my last episode from our hardcore world for the Bedrock edition, you would have sort of seen towards the end there that I made mention that this next few weeks are going to be a little bit busy with work, so I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to, get a video out on time, or especially not 2 videos, this week. So I'm going to try and get this one out, even though it's a little bit later than, the Wednesday when I usually try and post these. So with all that sort of said, and the reason why this is going to be late, let's sort of catch up on what we did last time. So as you can see, we are standing here in our lovely office room and storage room for our wool factory, to where we met up with Lily and we made ourselves a deal, which is pretty cool. A business arrangement, which is going to help us out because she's going to move our stock and get us diamonds, which is what it's all about in the end, isn't it? But I did cut that sort of interaction a little bit short to sort of fit in that time length of that last episode. So what I would like to do now is jump over to that, previous recording session with Lily, because over there she challenges us. So we make mention that, we were making the wood shop, but we haven't set up a shop or anything. So, we go around doing a little bit of showing off a bit more of the build area here that I've set up in our sort of side or part of this village. And yeah, so instead of just rambling on, let me send you over to sort of finish up on watching that sort of meetup. Alright, I'll catch you back after that. Did you hear Ranger found out my trick?
Your trick for what?
Well, you know how he's got his copper floor in his house and he's waiting for it all to age?
Oh, yes,
I've been going in, yeah, but I was very sneaky about it. I waxed some at the first stage, then I waited. Then I waxed some at the second stage, then I waited. Then I waxed some at the next stage. So that way, it didn't look like I did it. It was just looking like some were being very stubborn.
You horrible person.
Yeah, he said he's going to get me back. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how he's going to get me, but well, that's an extreme close up. But I'm not too scared because he tends to have a habit of telling you what he's done. So
He gets too excited to tell you.
Yeah.
Wait for you to find out. Why is the panda in the boat?
Okay, you see, there are 3 pandas here, right? Sergeant Grumpy Eyes, who's been a part of my team since get-go here. At the moment, my sick panda has gone missing. I used to know where he was. I don't know where he is now. And then they had a baby, which was very upset guy. Then a brown panda came along and bred with very upset guy and gave me this guy, who's just a barrel of fun. And the 3 of them switch places between who's in the boat and who's not. I've decided I'm not working on this anymore. The bees are actually starting to form it up, so I'm just going to leave it and see how it goes.
I have noticed that it seems bigger than the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been night here a lot because I've had my guy AFK over there, so I don't know, if it's just been working away over time. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes.
I want to see how big it gets.
You think it's going to get bigger?
Oh, I hope so. That'll be awesome.
Well, if it gets bigger, it might attract more bees, though. And have you seen how many there are when these all come out in the morning? My frames die instantly.
Hey, look, just because your computer can't handle it.
No, that's the heat.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. So, do you remember how I built that small cow cooker?
Yeah.
Well, it needed a house, and for some reason that house had to have a bridge to another house. So this house here is where I'm going to build all of my little figurines. Unfortunately, as I was saying, I decorated the wool farm for our meeting and didn't do these. So the only way up is through here. You see, they've got different roofs. This one has moss and it produces a lot of life. So this is where I'm going to be, you know, creating different figures and maybe even giving life to some of them. Who knows? And over here is where I take it. You know, I need leather somehow. This is why it's got the red roof. It's
He gives life, and he taketh away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be a cow pen to look all nice and fancy to take away from the pain in there. But at the moment, it's sort of storing my small army of these guys.
Of skelly horses that I've never seen spawn, and every time I log in, there's more.
Look, they started spawning in, sheep started disappearing. And do you know what? I think it's going to get more interesting. Just not sure how.
No, that's not what I was getting at.
Okay, you're not getting at that it's not even down there?
Oh no, I get that, but that's not what I was pointing at.
Oh, okay, cool, because it's totally not something I realised after doing it and had to just swallow the pride that I'm not fixing it. Thanks for pointing out my flaws, Lily. Jeez!
Your fence is missing some support there.
No, that one I pointed out myself already. Ha! Beat you to that one.
Yeah. Look,
No,
the roof is bugging me now that I've noticed it.
good. It's not just me then. I'm not changing it.
I don't live over here, so works for me.
Now, also, I'm thinking, and I might get your opinion on this. As I said, I was setting up a wood shop that you probably don't know about because I haven't set up a wood shop. I used to, this was my old stomping grounds for cutting down trees. And I was thinking, because I've got the path there, I was just going to build a little bit of a wood shop just here.
I'm going to raise you one up on that. A challenge.
Uh-oh. Go on.
Build a lumber yard.
Follow me. So, this hasn't been shown on camera yet because this is what I was doing when I was putting off time-lapsing because it's so damn hot.
You know,
welcome to Do Mountain's Lumberyard, where we harvest every single tree. We have a waterfall, a little tent, a campfire to rest our souls. We have a composter to get ourselves some bone meal, and we also have a little bit of an XP farm set up there. This is where I harvest all of our timber that will be sold in the shop.
There's an enderman over there just going in circles.
That's alright.
This is a tree farm. No, I'm suggesting you build like a whole big lumber yard.
I haven't... Look. Do you know how hard it is to convince a Ravager not to bite your head off while bringing machinery over here? It's a delicate process. I'm working on it, okay?
So that's challenge accepted?
Yeah, I'll work on it.
I figure you might have fun with that because you're quite creative in your buildings. Do
you want to have one more thing that's very impressive about this very non-impressive flat land here?
Mm-hmm.
Come with me. Because as you see, the waterfall hides a little secret.
Oh,
it shows the land before time. If I can get down it.
Oh!
But you see, this was never a flat land.
Oh! What did you do? Wow, actually, this is really cool. Now I see why it took you so long to actually set it up, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't do anything easy. It's like, you know the area where my starter house is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also over a big hole.
Fascinating. If you hadn't told me that, I would have said this was natural.
Oh, yeah. I do try to make sure that when I do a bit of terraforming it works. I did a lot of testing on that with the old realm. Yeah, as you can see, I've also learnt that sight of eye, when you're standing down there, you don't want to walk up here where I ran out of dirt, so, yeah, as you can see, I think it was here.
But yes, no, down there, I reckon a big lumberyard sawmill.
I'll give it
Challenge.
I'll give it my best.
Hey, we all know what you're like. I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, but I've got to complete the Pokédex now. That's what I'm up to. I've also got to do stuff on my hardcore world. I've really overbooked my timing.
Something else that would be interesting to go over here is that the sawmill's not going to take up the whole thing.
Okay, sweet.
But,
okay, good. I know I don't have to make massive big one now. Okay, sweet. Whew.
I mean, at least as big as your house or the farm, the wool farm.
Not the wool farm. That was massive. I almost ran out of resources doing that. I didn't think it was going to be that big.
Anyway, what I was going to suggest over here,
Yeah.
you can't have ships going through river passages at night without a beacon.
Did you hear that, guys? I'm going to be building a lumber yard for my wood shop. And Lily's building a lighthouse. How cool is that?
So
We can have like a mini build off. That'll be a good idea. What do you reckon? Oh wait, I don't mean it threatening. I'll take the sword out of the hand.
I mean, I didn't mean I was going to build it, but
Oh, you weren't implying that I would build it.
I was giving you another challenge. But yeah, I could work out such a thing, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright,
not a
sweet.
savant at building in Minecraft, and it might take me a while.
Oh, come on,
We've
your
got
house looks
Pokemon
really
to
cool.
catch.
Yeah, wait, you
Yeah,
can't.
but
That's my excuse. You can't use my excuse.
Hey, I started it for you.
Yeah. But, alright, so, as you could kind of tell from that clip, we've agreed to build up a lumber mill for our wood shop over here. Now, as you can sort of see where our skeleton horse is over there, we've got a bit of a path that leads off to this area. So I'm going to sort of try and continue that out and plan out to maybe build the lumber mill over here. Now, I am not going to be building it up today. What I'm going to do is be marking out with the two types of wool here, the sort of perimeter of where I'll build it inside, because I actually don't have any resources. I haven't had the time to do any of that sort of mining or cutting down trees, which I need to. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now is mark out this area where I'm going to use it, and then probably connect up the pathway so we've got some progress leading there. And then what I want to do is go up to our our wood farm area, and connect up a pathway there where maybe we start blending from the sort of stone textured and sort of brickwork that we've got in our village area to maybe more of a coarse dirt sort of feel. So that's what I'm thinking. But for now, let's just... Oh, and also, I haven't made any mention towards it, but that's actually Athika's ship for his guild. He's currently working on it, and man, I think it's coming up really, really cool. So, good job, man. Alright, so back to our build. Now, I'm thinking that if our pathway is sort of going along there, I might want the corner of our shop to be here. And then let's take it up, say... Let's go... maybe 9. So we've got that as 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright.
So then that means that we would have our center at 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our center mark there for our build. Alright, cool. That's where we're going to base our entrance for and sort of work around from there. Now what I'm thinking is I want to be able to bring this back another 9. So we've just got like a big 9x9 box. So let me just quickly do that. Alright, so now that we've got our little box marked out here where probably the shop will be all set up, I kind of want to have then off-centered a little bit, the area where we'll sort of have all the blades, the tools and that sort of thing. So I'm thinking that because here is our center point, if we maybe come out from here, I reckon maybe 7, so that's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then bring this one back 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, and then we're going to bring it back across 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break torch. 6, 7 to lead us back into there, and we can then nicely meet up with our pattern.
So we've got a workshop area planned out, as well as the shop and selling area. Now, I think that might be fairly good size, and I think it might work out quite alright. Now, as for height, I'm not too sure. I'm looking at a few pictures at the moment to sort of work out an idea of something that I want to build, but nothing's really set in stone yet. But I'm happy that we've got this marked out here so we know where things are going to be built. Now it's time to set up the path. So let me get that done. Right, and I'll bring you back in. Hello. Looks like we've got a new guy joining us. I'll try and build you up a little house over here. You can be on guard to make sure nobody comes and attacks us. How's that sound? You up for the job? You reckon that'll be cool, buddy? Alright, so your name's Paul, and you'll be our security guard for our wool farm, is that right? Is that what I'm hearing, Paul? Take your time. Okay, yes. I will pay you with more Nautica shells. You'll do the job for us? Alright, sweet. I'll build you up a house a little bit later on. Alright, cool. Alright, looks like we've got a new security guard, Paul. Did you hear that, Skelly Horse? We got a new friend. Alright guys, a bit of time has passed now, and I have managed to lay our paths, or roads, to where we're going to have our lumber mill set up, as well as our tree farm. Now, I have not been able to do any sort of proper terraforming or decorating as of yet, because, well, like I said at the start, I'm pretty, pressed for time at the moment. I'm just trying to get at least one episode out this week from, the 2 series. So, I'm a bit distracted by how our beehive is just growing larger, but that's not the point. Yeah, let me jump on our skeleton horse and let's show off the paths that we have made up. Now, I was able to... yes, it is this one. I'm going to need to put signs up when they fix bloody, So 1.18.10 just dropped, which means we've lost our XP furnaces. And I thought that they might fix the bug on Realms where you can't write on signs or in books or actually label anything. But no, that hasn't been fixed yet. No, it's still a bug. So we're going to have to try and write a bug report for it, I think. But I'm still getting distracted. Let's go off and check out our pathway. Now, I did keep this all in line with sort of the stone and the brickwork that we've got over in the village area here. And yeah, it nicely comes up to here. I've got to see where Lily plans to lay out her lighthouse, and then I will continue this path all the way around, and we can got a really nice little view of Potato Island. So I'm happy with how this looks like. It's in the right place. I don't feel like it's too squished or it's being too pushed far over. I do feel like though we need some form of decorations along here, maybe like a little bit of a picnic table, or just something nice. And I'm going to need to collect up a lot of dirt because I've made the decision that I'm going to swap all the sand for grass so we can look, if I just come up here just a little bit, and you'll see it better when we go and look at the other path, it is just like a small pointless desert. So this really should just be placed back over with some grass and just sort of set to fit into the area. Is that a sheep? I need more mob heads. Alright, so back on the path now. Let's head on over to the road that will lead us to our our tree farm. Now, I didn't get to do the coarse dirt around the tree farming area purely because I ran out. And but I think that this transition is going alright. I want to get some of the rooted dirt, and we know where a luscious cave is, so rooted dirt isn't that far behind from it to sort of incorporate there. However though, I'm happy with this little tree. So this is just a normal vanilla Minecraft tree that sort of was just this one stem came down, and I just sort of thickened up the base a little bit to sort of give it a bit more characteristic. And you know what? I'm really happy with this. I think what I might do though is come over here and drop down some of the glow berries so we can get rid of that torch. But I'm happy with how this is just, a vanilla tree that we've just sort of spruced up a little bit. I've got to learn that I can't do the little crouch on the horse. So as you can see here, there's some more area which I would love to actually terraform as in maybe a bit of a cave, or just have it as a bit more of like a rundown area. So maybe some tree has fallen down there or something and it's sort of scarred the earth a little bit. That's another idea, but again, I've just got to get the time to actually get it done. So as you see, we can lead up here now. We've got a nice little pathway all the way up, and we're here up at our tree farming area where I've got to still lay out all the path and yes, finish off this little hidden area here which was covered up. I've got to do a lot of off-camera grinding, I think, just to get some resources between now and next episode. But as I have said, this is getting kind of towards the end of the episode. I think it could be a little bit of a shorter one than usual, but that's just a time restraint on my behalf. But before we end off, there's one thing that I would like to address, and it's a story that I've sort of mentioned that would be for another day, and I think that another day is today. So, let me bring you into Phantom Bridge. Alright, here we are over at Phantom Bridge, which is the bridge that leads sort of where I've been building for the village, and, the spawn point of the village is. Now, this bridge acquired its name due to our quest that we offered Athika. Now, for those of you who remember, we made a deal with Athika, or we tried to make a deal with Athika, to see if he could get us 5 of these phantom heads. Now, Athika was full of confidence and took on this mission. He did a whole heap of sort of staying around up at night trying to get phantoms to spawn, and he could not, for the life of him, get a phantom to spawn. Now, he was doing this all the way over there, sort of away from spawn, because the area wasn't quite lit up very well yet, and this is all sort of before a lot of this was built up. And, he just couldn't get any. I've logged on, and because I'd spent a fair bit of time AFK and that sort of thing over at where Mr. Proranga's iron farm is at the time, so I had phantoms that were, my account was up ready for them. So I just came down to this bridge, instantly got attacked, and got one, straight away. Athika was not happy and didn't believe it, so he's come down and he's got into this bridge. He found one. It didn't drop a head for him, but he found one. So it was morning, and then the next night, we've all come down to this bridge where, I didn't film it because it was sort of late at night and I was just sort of having fun laughing at Athika. Athika took on about 5 phantoms. Got no heads. I came back onto this bridge, took on a phantom, and I collected myself a second phantom head, which I gifted to Lily so that we could put these things on our heads, like so, and walk over to Athika to where he instantly returned my 2 diamond deposit that I left with him and told me that he would never ever ever be looking for phantom heads again. And that is the story of why this is called Phantom Bridge. Now, I think it's a little bit, it's a bit funny sort of thing, and a bit of bad luck on Athika's behalf, because, he looked up on the Minecraft Bedrock wiki, he did everything right. The phantoms just didn't like him that night. But with all of this said and done, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know it hasn't been quite like usual, and mainly I wanted to be able to get out the other half of that, meet up and interaction with Lily, because, I think that was a really cool sort of challenge she set us to be able to do a design for our, wood shop, which we will be trying to get done next episode, I swear. And with that being said though, work, as I said, was going to be a bit chaotic for a few weeks. So this week, I know it's late, but I've prioritized getting an M.I.Crafted episode out, and to be fair to my other series, next week I'm going to prioritize getting out a Hardcore World episode. So, if you guys are keen for that, make sure to check that out next week, or, stick around and then hopefully in a fortnight's time, we will have another episode from here where I will have more resources and be able to get more achieved. So, with all that said, guys, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you've got any, ideas or names for our, future wood shop and that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And, if you've got any other mob heads which you think maybe we should challenge Athica with acquiring for us, also drop a comment down there, because, I really do think that Athica would have achieved this task for me if the phantoms just weren't, dicking him around. Alright guys, so until next time,